Hello, everyone. First, let me say thank you to all of our audience. Thank you for coming to our panel on women in NLP and conversational AI. My name is Yang Liu. I'm a principal scientist at Amazon, working at Alexa AI. I used to be a faculty member for quite a long time. I have been working at Alexa AI for 1 year and 9 months-ish. The problem I have been working on at Amazon include different speech NLP dialogue related problems. So in this panel, we have invited a few female scientists at Amazon who work in NLP. And in today's panel, we're going to cover topics like their career path, importance of women in NLP or STEM in general. We'll talk about opportunities for women in these areas and discuss some mentorship, working at Amazon, etc. Before I introduce our panelists, I just want to give a high-level quick overview for some work going on at Amazon related to NLP. We have a lot of teams that work on different kinds of NLP problems, and this may be of particular interest to people who are listening to this panel right now. For example, I come from Alexa AI. In Alexa, we work on a lot of speech-related problems, including speech recognition, text-to-speech, wake word detection, speaker diarization, emotion recognition, and so on. And in NLP and dialogue, we work on the entire NLP pipelines, including sentence topic classification, entity recognition, entity linking, summarization, translation, search. In dialogue, we also work from go-oriented dialogue all the way to open domain, social bot chat conversations. And also in teams like in AWS, they work on pretty much similar problems all the way from speech to NLP to translation, dialogue problems. The difference between AWS and Alexa is, for Alexa, the technology is used in products that serve Alexa customers. AWS, the customers are like business or enterprise. Another example is Amazon.com, the e-commerce site. There, NLP technology is needed for problems like understanding users' query, understand the product description, users' review, document understanding, such that users can achieve their goals. So that gives you a very high-level overview for some of the work going on related to NLP at Amazon. Next, we're going to go around the table and then do a quick introduction. I'm going to let all of the panelists do their own introduction. So if everyone can say your name, how long have you been working at Amazon, what do you do, or how does your background help you to be successful, that would be good. And we can go around in alphabetical order, I guess. So Anna, we'll start with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so hi, I'm Anna Curry. I am an applied scientist at AWS, and I've been working at Amazon about 1.5 years. And I work on the Amazon Translate service. So in my role, I do research in machine translation, really anything to do with machine translation modeling, but especially quality and customization. And as far as my background, so I came here right after my PhD, and I did my PhD in machine translation. So it's kind of, this is the role that I trained for. But also before going back to school and transitioning to NLP, I was a UX designer, which I think is really helpful for an Amazon context because I learned kind of how to put myself in the customer's shoes and really, you know, see things through the customer's eyes, which is important for us here at Amazon as well.
Next one, Heng.
Hi everyone, I'm Heng Ji. I have been at Amazon for a little more than 1 year now as a Amazon scholar. I still keep my full-time job at UIUC as professor. So in academia, I have been doing research on information extraction for almost 2 decades since I was an undergraduate student. I applied my research to many applications that are related to open general domains. And now I'm just hoping that I can test the techniques on real-world applications. So Amazon is the best choice for me. And I'm now contributing to many research areas, including multilingual, multimedia, entity, event recommendation, knowledge-driven generation, and skill discovery in different groups under Alexa.
Cool. Miriam?
Hi, everyone. My name is Fazel-zarandi. I've been at Amazon for a little over 4 years now. Since I joined Amazon, I've been working on different aspects of data-driven dialogue management. We're building techniques and tools to help Alexa have more natural dialogues with end users, but also help developers build rich multi-turn conversational experiences. I'm very passionate about the work we do. I think we work on very hard problems, which are ambiguous, but humans are surprisingly very good at. I've been working in this area for over 8 years now, since I got my PhD in computer science from University of Toronto. And I would say like my background helps me methodical research and also innovate on behalf of our customers.
Cool. Rashmi?
Yeah, hi. Like Anna, I'm also a scientist in AWS AI. I've been at Amazon for about 4 years now, and I work in the area of conversational AI or dialogue systems with various teams at Amazon. And Yang, to your question on, do we feel that our background has really helped us? I think it does. Having a background in NLP and machine learning from CMAO, go Tartans, helps me understand customers' pain points and gives me a wider cross-disciplinary view on what is possible and what is not possible. So it's not always a one-size-fits-all solution for our customers. So connecting solutions in the literature and building on top of them with my background in NLP and applied ML helps me think or build solutions that are better suited for different customer circumstances or needs. Yeah, so hi, everyone. Nice to meet all of you.
Okay, that's good. And I want to say a thank you to all of you for coming to this panel, and we'll hear your thoughts on a few different topics. So the first one we're going to discuss is importance of women in NLP, conversational AI, or STEM in general. The first thing I want to touch on is involvement in the broader science community. So this is from NACCL. Some of us just participated in NACCL 2021. I know some of you have papers and you presented your research work. Heng and I were also on the organizing committee, serving as area chair or senior area chairs. In fact, I recently served as one of the program chairs for NLP 2020, which was just before NACCL. So speaking of getting involved in the broader science community, I want to hear your thoughts on this issue. How important has that been in developing your career? And maybe we can start with Heng, because she is very active in the science community. Do you have any thoughts, Heng?
Yeah, thanks, Yang. So NACCL is one of my favorite professional organizations. Actually, I'm currently a secretary of NACCL, and I have been helping all these conferences every year. So for this year, I'm giving a keynote at NACCL Summer School, and also I'm giving a conference tutorial. And the title is Deep Learning on Graphs for NLP, just in case anyone is interested in watching our videos. And my students are presenting 8 papers. So I have been also serving as a senior area chair for information ingestion area. And I was the program committee co-chair for NACCL 2018, 3 years ago, along with another program committee co-chair who is also a woman, and a conference general chair who is also a woman. So I generally found that when women serve as the leadership roles, they tend to be more likely thinking about women candidates, other women candidates for keynote speakers or area chairs and so on. So I really think in the NLP community, we have already many women who have been very actively serving as chairs and presidents. But I still think that we need to be more successful as leading researcher and also producing high quality work. So for example, if we look at the current government project PI meetings, still normally 90% of the PIs are men. And so one of my main career goals is to train a very big team of women principal investigators and then send them to this kind of meetings. And I hope they can, lead research either in academia or in industry. So that could serve as a fundamental way to change the culture.
Rashmin, do you have anything to add, maybe from being in this industry, adding a different perspective, getting involved in the broader science community?
Yeah, sure. So I think as industry leader, it's critical for Amazon, to engage with scientists or experts outside Amazon and share thoughts about real-world problems that our customers come to us with, and collaborate with the broader science community to invent solutions around those problems. So as a result, I think it is very important for us to be involved in conferences, be it at writing papers, reviewing papers, or organizing workshops and conferences. Bringing attention to these customer pain points or problems that are more relevant to Amazon will help the NLP or machine learning community advance in those directions of research that are, I think, interest to Amazon. At the same time, I think engaging in external conferences will also help raise awareness of all the cutting edge research work that we do at Amazon. And I think that will also in turn then help us recruit and hire top talent. I think that's my opinion. Yeah.
Anyone, Mariam?
Yeah, I would say I agree with what was said about the importance of being involved in the broader scientific community. At Amazon, we do encourage our scientists to publish and review papers and also help organize conferences and workshops. For example, here at NACCL this year, Amazon teams have several papers. Our team specifically, we have a paper on Alexa conversations, which presents a data-driven approach for building task-oriented dialogue systems. This approach provides an out-of-the-box support for different natural conversation phenomena and makes it much easier for developers to build rich conversational experiences. I would say, like Rashmi said, publishing such works helps bring attention to the problems that real customers have. And together, us working with researchers outside of Amazon, we can push the state of the art in voice-first experiences and other areas.
Cool. Okay, so this panel is on women in NLP STEM in general, and I want to hear what your experience. What does it look like to work as a woman in NLP STEM at Amazon? Some of you can share your experience as a female scientist or even female leader working at these large companies or corporations. That would be great. Anna, you are new
sure.
to the field, whether you are new, because you are you have worked at Amazon for over a year. Yeah. So what does it look like?
Yeah, sure. I guess so. I can give my perspective as someone who's pretty new. So I've enjoyed being at Amazon, and I've enjoyed being a woman in NLP at Amazon. Right now, actually, I'm on a team where half of the scientists are women, so that's kind of I think it's fun. It's kind of positive because like in grad school or in internships, I didn't necessarily always have that. So I think that's been a really positive thing, and also something that I think for me as someone who's very new, with something at Amazon that's really helped me is the writing culture here. So I don't know if this is a woman thing or a new to the field, or maybe it's just like an Anna thing, but I kind of get really intimidated speaking up in meetings sometimes. And at Amazon, a lot of times the way a meeting will work is instead of everyone speaking up all at once, we start by reading a document and writing comments on the document. And I think that's really helpful because I don't have to be on the spot to express myself the right way. I can think about how I want to write my comments and things. And so I think that's one aspect of Amazon that's been really helpful for me, just kind of to get more comfortable speaking up within my career.
Hung, do you have some experience to share coming from academia or to work as a scholar at Amazon?
Yes, so I have been fully enjoying the culture so far in this regard at Amazon. I have many great women leading researchers to look up to, such as Yang, yourself, and Dr. Dilek Hakaniter. Both of you have been my role models since I was a student. I have been actively recommending other women PhD students to do internship at Amazon as well, and have received the full support from everyone. So currently, from my own group, I have 2 women PhD students. They are doing internship right now.
Yeah, is working in our team, working with us.
Yeah, we do.
So thank you for sending the students. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can do what to talk about students and interns what later. Well, let's hear what others say about this topic. Rasmin, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I can add a few more points. Yeah, so going to surveys, I think that's something that we typically bring up, right? So according to surveys that have been performed, and I think these surveys are done regularly, we do notice that men have dominated STEM occupations. The representation of women has increased over the last few years, so that is a good thing, right? So overall, I think the trend is a good sign. This trend is a good sign. And of course, I have been in meetings where I've been the only woman in a room with about 10 to 12 men, and sometimes it's even more than that. But I don't like to consider these situations as limitations for our success, or a reason for women to be discouraged about, but something we should all work to improve. At Amazon, we encourage every person to be vocal and be able to share their thoughts and opinions, right? So I've started taking conscious steps, not just me, but my fellow employees as well, and I'm sure you are doing that too. So for example, in meetings, if I do notice people, men or women, right, shying away from providing their perspectives, we try to give them a chance to share their opinions, while at the same time, we try to make sure that, we don't sound too heavy-handed. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Something we should all be doing. So we talk about that we are at a different stage of our career, and what started much later than what Hung or me. So maybe we can talk about what a mentorship a little bit. Can all of you, some of you, talk about the importance of mentorship in your career? How have other women impacted your growth or your success throughout your career? Or maybe you have already acted as a mentor yourself. If you can share some of your experience, that would be good. And I know you don't want to be called on the spot, but let's start with you.
Okay, it's okay. I've practiced. So yeah, so regarding mentorship, I think up until now, for me personally, all of my kind of like official mentors have been men, and that goes back to what Rashmi pointed out, that it's a male-dominated field. So I think statistically that's not too unlikely. But that's not to say that I haven't learned a lot from them and really benefited from their mentorship. But as far as women that have helped me, on my trajectory in the field, I think I've been lucky to have some female managers, including my manager right now. And also I think, like panels like this, or as Hung was talking about, women in Amazon who are in roles that I want to maybe be in someday. I think it's just really inspiring, at least for me, relatively new in my career, to be able to look at all of you and other women who are already in the place where I want to be. I think that's really, it's great to have these role models, even though I may not work as closely with them. And I also, one thing that has really helped me within the NLP field is the widening in NLP workshops. So I think my first kind of workshop conference experience of my PhD was at a widening NLP workshop, and it was just a really positive way of getting started in the field. You know, it's a very supportive environment. So I would recommend, you know, any woman who's watching this to, or any person in who's at all underrepresented in NLP to look them up and participate in their workshops.
Yeah, that's indeed a very good initiative from the community. Anyone want to volunteer?
Yeah, I can say next. I actually echo Anna's experience about this, because I also have many more men than women who have mentored and supported me officially throughout my career. Many of these men are more like teacher, like a father, like friend. That's a Chinese saying, including my own former PG advisor and Professor Chiang at Columbia University. He's now also an Amazon scholar. And my current manager, Dr. Prem Natarajan, he's a VP of Amazon Alexa. And all of them are feminists, I would say. And also, most of them have daughters. I don't know whether that matters, but all of them are feminists, and they have encouraged me and provided me tremendous support and encouragement. So I also have greatly enjoyed my collaboration with them and learned a lot. But on the other hand, I have been very, very fortunate to have many great women, amazing women leaders who have inspired me and supported me, even not unofficially, but great support. So that include, again, you know, my dear sister friend Yang and Dilek, and also Professor Kathy McQueen, who is also a Amazon scholar. And for example, Dr. Radha Mahalakshmi, who is a professor at the University of Michigan, the NACCL president. So I'm just trying hard to follow them and try my very best to help and also support younger women following their path. Yeah, so everything has been amazing to me. I mean, in this aspect, actually, I like working with both men and women mentors. I think they have different features that has been always very critical in my career path. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I agree with what Anna and Hank said. I've also had like many mentors, and I've also mentored others throughout my studies and career, and I've learned a lot from both the people I've mentored, who mentored me, and the people I mentored. I would say that I have like different mentors who I go to for different things. I may discuss different topics with each person. Some I may talk about like career opportunities and growth, whereas with others I may mostly do brainstorming or ask or give feedback on technical work, so that, you know, both I can grow and, you know, I can help others also grow as scientists. I think it's always good to get different perspectives on an issue, and I think mentorship provides this opportunity to get feedback from others and also learn from experiences that other people have. One thing I would say that I like about Amazon is that it provides a lot of tools and resources for people to find mentors and also find opportunities to mentor others. And also it provides a lot of like mentorship opportunities to female interns in particular, to help them with their career plans and to help them broaden their network.
Rani, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I totally agree with everybody. You know, mentorship plays a crucial role. Like everybody said, it's so important, right? And I have mentors both within and outside Amazon. And I think it somehow even connects to the previous question that we had, right? I do try to mentor as many women as possible. Again, this is both inside as well as outside Amazon. I think, you know, mentorship need not always be work related. They can also be around family or other personal matters too. You know, whatever mentees need to be successful, right? I find that learning from others' experiences and listening to different perspectives helps me, make better decisions. So I think in the end, we shouldn't shy away from asking for guidance. And I think that's something we as women tend to do. Yeah, I think we should always go look for mentors and, make use of that. Well, yeah, there are people ready to help us out. So yeah, we should ask for help.
Yeah, my experience may be a little bit different. Two of my PhD advisors are women, and a lot of the collaborators I have had in the past 2 decades are female or women, whether researchers. So they have been super supportive of my career, and I really appreciate that. And like everyone said, whether it's men or women, whether we all benefit a lot from mentorship, and I hope we can all pay it forward, and then we'll do as much as we can in supporting the next generation scientists. I think that's what everyone is doing now.
Yeah, you already mentored many amazing female students in the past. They are very best now.
Okay. So Miriam would touch on a little bit on what opportunities at Amazon or other places, and that's what we want to discuss in the next topic. So opportunities for women in STEM, and here maybe what NLP specifically. We all know there are a lot of recruiting efforts, and there are all kinds of programs that support female interns or full-time engineers or scientists, whether it's in the broader science community, and also at Amazon, it's the same thing. And we talked about the working at Amazon, or how it feels like working as a woman at Amazon, but maybe we can go over one more time, and if you can talk about what do you like the most about Amazon, or what you're most excited about, that will give us people a better sense of some good things going on at Amazon. Let's still do alphabetical order, so Anna.
Yeah, sure. So I think what I think is really cool about working at Amazon is, I think, just to echo what people have already said, is the fact that you're working on real problems that, real customers actually care about. I find it very energizing to know that I'm doing something because it can actually improve the customer experience. And, I'm working on a product or a service that the customer will actually use. And I think it's very motivating. And also, I think, from a research standpoint, just kind of echo what Rashmi and Mariam already said, that kind of informs research questions that we do. So, it's the fact that we're working on real world problems is both motivating and really kind of inspiring for our research.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Like I said earlier, I come from academia background, and that's one thing we notice, the difference between being an academia and then these companies. Everything is customer-driven, applied research, product-oriented things. And I guess Heng probably shares the same experience. Do you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. So my favorite part is also that we are able to work on interesting real-world applications. Even though I'm only doing 20% of my time for this scholar work, I really enjoy that part of this all these projects. Very interesting. You can see the real-world applications, and I also really enjoy cross-team collaborative culture at Amazon. So the boundary between groups is really vague. I can work with anyone I like. I think I really enjoy that part as well.
Okay. Mariam?
Yeah, I really like that we work on hard problems at large scale. And like Anna and Heng and Yang, you said, these problems bring benefits to customers. They're customer focused, and that we also work with scientists, engineers, UX designers to bring these research ideas that we work on to production. I also like that Amazon is a large company and it makes it very easy to find people who have similar interests. So you can like brainstorm with, come up with like new ideas with, new initiatives with, and also have reading groups with, which I find very enjoyable.
Rashmi?
Yeah, I will probably, list a leadership principle here, Amazon's leadership principles. So one of my favorite ones, has been think big. As we all know, Amazon encourages its employees to think, of bold directions, right? And to also see customer pain points or problems as opportunities to create bigger solutions, right? So I think this applies all the more to scientists at Amazon. Thinking about think big has allowed me to be more creative in solutions we build. Not just me, I mean, all of and whole of Amazon. So listening to customers' problems and building solutions that best cater to their needs, even if the solution is hard or, it might take several years to build, right? This is something that I have, really enjoyed and I always feel excited about.
It's good. Thanks for sharing this. I know some of the audience who are listening to this panel must be students. So let's talk a little bit about internship. I suppose many of you have worked with interns. If you can share your experience about working with the interns, and if you have any suggestions or advice given to some of the audience who are students, or hypothetically, if you could go back to a time when you were a student, what would you say to yourself? Let's do one. Maybe Anna again.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So yeah, I've been here now. This is my second summer at Amazon. So I worked with interns last summer, and I am doing it again this summer. And I think it's really enjoyable to work with interns. I think they come with a lot of ideas, and they're very energetic and very creative. And so I think it's one of the best parts of my job. I hope the interns have a similarly enjoyable experience working with me. Yeah, I think one of the really cool things about working with interns too is that when we think of projects to work on with them, the goal is to think of forward-looking projects. So projects that maybe aren't going to go into the service immediately, but things that we want to do in the future. I think I may have lost connection for a second.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. I don't know where I left off, but I guess I'll answer the question about advice. If I could give advice to myself as a student or to interns or other students, I think I would say don't be afraid to ask questions. And I think that's something also that Rashmi said earlier. Sometimes I think people shy away from asking questions because they don't want to bother someone or because they don't want to look silly. My advice is to not do that, to ask as many questions as pop into your head. People will always be happy to answer.
Yeah, as always, there are no stupid questions, especially from students.
Exactly.
Yeah. Peng, I guess you gave advice all the time to students, but still go ahead.
I agree with everything Anna and Yang have said. I think my observation so far is the intern students can really focus on very ambitious and publishable research ideas. And in most cases, they can do research relevant to their dissertation topic. We always try hard to inspire them to do more long-term research on these topics. And then it's also a nice way to attract them to join Amazon later as a full-time employee. Well, I wish I was a student still, I mean, in the current time, right? Because we have such a bigger community and so many more opportunities. So I would say the general advice is try to be more ambitious, look at a longer term rather than just, publish the few papers at the next NACCL. Yeah, and focus on more publishable things, dare to do things different from the mainstream. I think that's my advice.
So I go next. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I've also had many interns while I've been working at Amazon, and I also mentored interns from other teams. Interns are always motivated and eager to learn, so it's really fun working with them. And also, it's great seeing them grow over, like, although like the internship time is very short, it's usually like 3 months, but it's like you see them, the interns grow over this time, and I find that enjoyable. I would say that internships also bring benefit for us, that they allow us to do longer term research and also kind of go beyond the immediate research needs that we have for immediate customer problems. My advice to interns would be that I encourage them to not just focus on their projects, but take the advantage of the opportunity to interact with others, learn about other projects that others are working on, and also learn about like customer problems, to give them ideas to, you know, to do more like other types of research. Yeah, that would be my advice to interns.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, I've had interns as well. The experience has been great. You know, interns come with such creative ideas, you know, like what Miriam said, Heng said, Anna said, you know, I agree with all that. You know, it also brings a strong research ethic, I think. You know, this combined with allowing them to think big and to be vocal, right, not only creates an environment, you know, that fosters creativity, that is important for our products and services, but also, you know, it ensures, you know, we provide an exceptional internship experience. You know, this has already shown. So many of our interns end up joining Amazon after they graduate. So that's proof that this, you know, environment is attracting good and top talent. If I have to go back, you know, to when I was a student, I would tell myself to take on challenging projects and to not shy away from the complexity of the problem. Yeah, so I'm putting myself as a student and, you know, trying to answer this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hope they will benefit from some of these suggestions. Cool. So at the beginning, I mentioned briefly what's going on at Amazon related to NLP. Now, when we are close to the end of this panel, maybe we can hear from all of you. This is also one of the questions that were pre-submitted. So people are asking what is new and exciting in NLP at Amazon, and how can you overcome barriers to be successful? Does anyone want to chime in?
I can start because my answer will be quite short because I'm only working 20% of my time. So to me, the most exciting direction is to discover knowledge automatically from multi-source data, and then use the knowledge to make all of these deep learning frameworks more intelligent. As of how to break the barrier or tackle the challenges, my general advice is always like, try to consider yourself as a driver when you're on a road trip, instead of the passengers sitting in the back seat sleeping. But at least try to watch the GPS for the driver. So that means that we should always have a courage to do some creative research that we have passion for, even though, you know, some of those ideas or topics are not the most popular ones. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I would say like the teams at Amazon are working on a broad range of topics related to language understanding and voice-based experiences. Yang mentioned some of these topics at the beginning. I can't list all of them here, but I would say like whatever your interests are, you can find a team and collaborate with them on that. I do recommend people to check out the Amazon Science website, and you know, it has a updated, up-to-date list of the cool research that's going on in different areas at Amazon.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, so work around, you know, conversational AI, you know, something that we've all, I think all of us, you know, have been super excited about, right? At Amazon, we continue to improve all our conversational bots, such as Alexa, AWS Chatbot, and AWS Lex. to make everything at Amazon easier and faster for our customers. So common things to think about when doing NLP research include availability of data and the need to respect customer experiences. And another thing about overcoming barriers, again, I'm going to go back to our STEM question, right? Again, echoing what I said earlier, I wouldn't like to consider underrepresentation of women in STEM as a barrier, but rather as an opportunity or a challenge to me and to us to encourage and support more women to join this area.
That seemed to be a very good sentence for us to end the conversation. Yeah, I hope there will be more women who will join the field, and then we'll have a good, healthy kind of for the network and for everyone to grow, and the community will get larger and larger. Everyone will enjoy their ride. Be the driver, not sitting on the back seat, but enjoying the ride. Yeah, so I want to say thank you to all of you for spending your time sharing your experience and perspective on different things related to being women working at either Amazon or even other places, and giving people suggestions, advice. And also thanks to our audience who are listening to this panel right now. Yeah, with that, I guess we can end this. And if you have more questions or if you need to know more information, you can send an email, reach out to NACCL2020@amazon.com. And of course, Mariam mentioned earlier, we have Amazon.science page where you can always get the latest news, announcement, papers, work at Amazon. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.